Hey, Shalom. Shalom, first and foremost. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Hashem Al Shai. Hey, Gwadi Yahweh Hashem Al Shai. Forgive me another opportunity to bring out His word. Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus. We call upon the true names in hope of deliverance, salvation from our captivity. Anyone in the right spirit, hey, you're an Israelite, hey, you're going to want to be delivered from this hell and this chastisement from the Heavenly Father. He says in Psalms that this is only going to endure for a moment. He says something along the lines with brightness shall come in the morning. You know, and ultimately we're meant to be children of the day and not of the night. So, hey, we're meant to be doing everything we can in the hope that the Heavenly Father is going to deliver us from this situation. And that's what I wanted to talk on real quickly. It's going to be a quick hit. I don't want to it's edifying. About, checking ourselves before we check others. I believe just through the Spirit, you got men, that teach. You got men that are almost in the spirit of waiting for downfall of certain brothers, waiting for someone to slip up, and they don't even consider that's a wicked spirit they're coming in. We all have different levels of growth, and at different times we came into this truth, and that's a blessing from Yahweh Hashem Al Shai. In no way are we meant to be comparing ourselves one to another, although we are meant to be speaking the same thing. It says, better is he with small understanding and keep the commandments, and then those with much wisdom and transgressive the law. So saying that, we all have our different lots. We're not always going to get it right. And that's the fleshly nature and the condition of the battle. That the Heavenly Father is the one that gives the increase. And we're just playing part in the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's movie. Right? The sooner you realize that, the sooner you're going to be more content with the lot you've been given and the office you've been given. I see a lot of brothers in the spirit of lying in wait to see someone slip up with their words, which is going to happen. It's going to happen. We don't always get it right. I don't claim to always get it right, and I'm sure anyone in the right spirit is going to admit and be accountable for when they make mistakes. Point being, though, as we say, you pointing the finger too much, there's 10 fingers pointing back at you. The saying goes something like that anyway. You always pointing your finger, look what that brother did, look what that sister did. That brother's this and that. There's going to be some fingers pointing back at you, and that's why we're happy that the ultimate judge is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because if it was man, a lot of people would be getting condemned and for the wrong, or getting judged unlawfully, if you like. So it's just all about us, once again, working out our own salvation, being content with what we got, and stop so much trying to point the finger. Of course, we're going to correct brothers. There's only so much you can do. If you try to admonish a brother and he doesn't want to hearken 1, 2, 3 times, you just got to leave it be and let the Heavenly Father judge. You don't want to be in the spirit of lying in wait for years, waiting for brothers to stumble and slip up with their words and shit. I've seen brothers do that, clip videos of someone saying something wrong, and we're meant to be teachers, but we all started at one point. We started at a point where we didn't know, we was teaching and we didn't know everything we knew now as teachers back then. No matter how long you've been in it, you started somewhere where you've learned something since then, and you're still teaching to this day, if that makes sense. So you didn't come into this knowing everything you know right now. And that's why you gotta have patience with certain brothers, so on and so forth, because the Heavenly Father starts us at different times. the Heavenly Father deals with us on different levels, gives us different gifts, gives us different offices and lots, and we just got to accept that and make the best for you to do the best you can to work out your own salvation and be in the right spirit, because the time is at hand. It's pretty much the end of 2025, coming into 2026, according to Esau's times. We don't want to be in that spirit of watching for a brother to fall, a brother to fall out. In fact, we should be praying for brothers and sisters that do have the faith, that they continue to remain strong and to grow stronger and stronger until that perfect day, brighter and brighter, having that lamp, that light, Yahweh Shai, and the holy angels guide us through these tough times. We all need it, and none of us are perfect, and anyone who doesn't check themselves first before they check others, hey, you going off. So like the scriptures say, consider your ways before you start pointing the finger at others. We all fall short, and we know who the law was made for. It says that in 1 Timothy, the 1st chapter. This law, this was made for the disobedient. This was made for those that are going off. So we're all trying to come back to it and grow. And we hope the Heavenly Father continue to deal with all of us and lift us up in the spirit. Now, certain things transpire through us coming in the truth and in this faith. You ain't going to get on with everyone. But, you got to just continue to do what's right in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, not worrying about what men can do or men say. And I believe that's the right spirit to be in. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Consider your ways, work out your own salvation, and examine yourself. That's just a quick word that was on my spirit to say that. Don't look for a brother's downfall. In fact, encourage your brother to do right. If you feel that he's going off in some type of way, if you really love that brother, you ain't gonna speak behind his back. You're gonna contact that brother or sister and let them know what it really is. If you believe that someone's in error, you want to contact them and let them know, rather than, as the Jamaicans say, sussing behind someone's back and then, being a backbiter, talking about brothers in secret, rather than just addressing them and trying to help them. So that's all I want to get. I give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Until next time, I say shalom.